So we go downstairs and apparently someone is here. Shadow person. Some stranger kneeling over in front of the doorway or for whatever reason. I was almost frozen in my spot. Who were they? Well, I mean, a couple guess. Could be the killer. Could be like a cop, maybe, doing the rounds, making sure the crime scene hasn't been disturbed. Could be Twyla, actually. She's interested in researching the killer and everything. She could be here sneaking in, maybe. Or it could be maybe Reginald. I doubt it. Well, maybe. If he's related to killings, maybe he could be here. I don't know. Assuming maybe he's a suspect and everything. Or it could be Crovin. I don't know. Maybe Crovin had suddenly decided to be nostalgic about this diner and came in as well. Could be many people. Why were they here? No one should be able to get in. This place was locked up. No one should have. Oh, that's right. I unlocked it. You didn't lock. You unlocked it and then didn't lock it back. It's very irresponsible. You remember to lock the doors when you come in. Crap. I stood there hoping they wouldn't see me. The way they were dressed with baggy dark clothes and the hood up told me they were most likely bad news. It could be, well, it could also, it's probably the most boring reason, but it could just be a robber. Just, looking for stuff to steal. I don't know. Did they follow me in here? I wasn't sure what to do. I thought about trying to escape out the back way or sneakily heading back upstairs if need be, but as soon as I took a step back, I tripped slightly and let out a small yelp as I caught myself on one of the bar stools. Of course. The stranger immediately bolted outside. Wait! I wasn't even able to get a good look at them. For a split second, I considered trying to chase after them. And even if that wasn't a stupid idea, they ran much faster than I could keep up with anyway. Panicked and slightly shaking, I took out my phone. I was so nervous I pressed it to my ear without even having dialed anyone yet. Okay. But who would I call? The police? No, I can't do that. I was already in here when I wasn't supposed to be. I mean, you could just lie a little. You could just be like, I was just passing my way on the diner when I noticed somebody inside. You could say that. Maybe. Just lie, or, maybe you don't have to lie. Maybe you just be honest. Doesn't matter. What are they gonna do? Arrest you? Breaking into your own house? I guess they could. Technically, you're obstructing justice, but, I don't see any, crime scene tape or anything, so I don't think it's an active crime scene. And I don't want to put any kind of attention on myself. But I can't just call nobody. I had to tell someone about this. Who do I go to? Call a mystery number? Call Reginald, call Twyla, call Crovin. He's family. No. Let's call Twyla. We're gonna do the Twyla route first, I feel like. That's the feeling I get, anyway. I hurriedly called Twyla. It could have been the Blackwood Butcher that was in here. And if I don't want to go to the cops, she's the next best thing, right? She's like the pseudo-cop. She seems like a detective, even though she probably isn't. At least she didn't, mention that she was any kind of detective, despite being interested in the butcher killer case or whatever. I mean, if anyone could tell it was the butcher, she'd probably be able to. I hope. Come on, Twyla, pick up already. Twyla speaking. Twyla, I need you to get over here quick. What? Why? Where even are you? The diner, by the cemetery. You have to come quick. I think the butcher was in here. What? Are you serious? Don't move and don't touch anything. I'm coming right now. I felt like I waited forever for Twyla to arrive. I stood in the diner alone, just standing there, waiting, possibly shaking. I don't remember it that well, but I didn't move from the spot I stood in. Wouldn't that be uncomfortable? She did tell me not to touch anything after all. We just froze there entirely, not even breathing, just like a statue, like a gargoyle. When she arrived, she didn't even give me a chance to say hi. She immediately started talking and came in holding some weird box. I told her that whoever it was probably long gone by now, but she said we were still going to look for clues. I complied, doing whatever she asked of me. We searched the building together, and I made sure I was always in the same room as Twyla, just in case. Unfortunately, we couldn't find anything that would point us to who it might have been. There were no stray hairs or torn fabrics. Twyla even dusted for fingerprints, but we could only find hers and my own. Dusted for fingerprints? I mean, maybe she is, maybe she is a detective, but, she didn't say that. Or maybe she's just a hobbyist, maybe she has a fingerprint dusting kit for herself, She's not necessarily a detective. She just bought it on Amazon or something. It was almost as if no one was here at all. But when we checked my parents' room, I noticed one of my mother's necklaces was missing from her drawer. It was a necklace my father had given her for their anniversary a few years back. But she couldn't have taken it with her. I remember seeing it here checking the diner after my parents first disappeared. Did they take it? That thought put my stomach in knots. To think, they must have been here while I was dozing off in the other room. Oh God. I don't... I... Gah. After searching for what felt like an eternity, we just gave up. There's nothing more we could do here. I felt bad calling for Twyla's help just to wind up with nothing. Well, I don't think there's anywhere else we can look. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I dragged you all the way here. I thought at the very least it could help you in your investigation, but there's nothing really here. It's fine. It's not a total loss. Can you at least remember anything about the suspect? No. I didn't really get a good look at them. It could have been anyone. Well, whatever. Whether they're the butcher or not, someone has a special interest in this place, and it's definitely worth looking into. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye on this place. Maybe we can catch them next time they come back. Well, assuming they come, they come back to the crime scene. And they always say that, they always go back to the crime scene. How do you plan to do that? Don't worry about it. I have my ways. But you probably shouldn't come back. It might mess up the investigation. Oh, alright. That's probably smart anyways. Thanks for helping me, Twyla. Yeah, whatever. Well, very dismissive. Just don't come back here and mess anything up, okay? After a little while longer, Twyla left, leaving me standing alone there once again. I stepped outside as she drove off, and locked the front doors behind me, wondering if that would be enough to stop whoever broke in from doing it again. I stayed in the crowded areas the rest of the day, hoping that being around so many people would provide some sense of safety. The only time I was alone again that day was when I went back home that night. But I'm never truly alone then either, am I? Hello, again. Good evening. Was that you at my diner today? What do you mean? Earlier today, I was in my diner, or house, I guess. There was a stranger. I couldn't see their face, and they ran out as soon as they realized I was behind them. Was that you? No. I don't know why I bothered asking. I doubt you give me the truth either way. Sometimes lying will be necessary. But I'm telling the truth now. If you say so. Not really sure what else to say. That's okay. I prefer when you don't ask questions. Why is that? You're asking a question right now. You know what they say. Curiosity kills the cat. Good night, Mary. So much for getting good night's sleep. Mary, are you still sleeping? Mary? No, I don't want to get up yet. Let me sleep. I had a long night last night. A long night? You went to bed at 8:30. I didn't sleep well. Well, your mother's making pancakes if you want any. Pankeku? Do they have chocolate chips? Of course, it's Sunday. Sunday is always chocolate chip. Okay, I'll be down soon. I quickly got out of bed and got dressed, yawning as I descended down the stairs. Even from the top of the stairs, I could already smell the chocolate. If you don't hurry, I'm gonna eat all of them. Yum, yum. Dang. Oh, I'm just teasing you. Besides, your mom would kill me if I did, literally. She would literally rip the head from my body. No, I got downstairs and sat on the counter beside my dad. Okay, so there's our mom before, but I guess that's the dad. There was a plate waiting for me, and my mother was behind the counter drinking her morning coffee as usual. Thank you for breakfast, Mom. Of course, dear. So, do you have any plans today? No, not really. Is Crovin busy today? I don't know, probably. Well, we can always do something if you want. We can? Of course we can. Didn't you want to see that new movie? The horror one, The Janitor. Why don't we go tonight? Are you sure? Aren't you busy? You know I'm never too busy for my little girl. Okay. That sounds really fun, but what about Mom? Are you really worrying about me? I'll be fine, sweetheart. Go out with your father. We can even call up Crow and see if he wants to come too. I've been really looking forward to this movie. I'm so excited now. This morning's been quite the pleasant surprise, but something feels off. Like I'm forgetting something? No, something's weird here. But what? What's wrong? Okay, we have a lot of choices, apparently. It's way too empty in here. It's a Sunday. The coffee? I don't see a coffee. Dad, Mom, Pankeku, utensils. Where's the utensil? I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Is there like a correct answer, I wonder? I'm just gonna say it's way too empty in here. No, that's not it. It's Sunday, yeah. We don't open until past noon on Sundays because Mom likes us all to have a nice breakfast together. It's still morning, so what's wrong? Okay, well, we got multiple decisions. Or multiple chances, I guess. Utensils. I mean, yeah, I don't have a fork right now, but there's definitely something else wrong right here. Developers say, hey, that's wrong. Dude, try again. Coffee? I really hate coffee, but Mom's always loved hers black. It's no different today. Still seems to be steaming, but that's never stopped Mom before. Okay. Not it matters, but how about pankeku? Pancakes are as delicious and fluffy as ever. I don't think Mom has it in her to make a bad-tasting a pancake or a bad-tasting anything for that matter. Okay. Let's say Dad. I think the answer is Mom. Guys, didn't she say in the very beginning that, it seemed to imply that her mom doesn't care about her or something? I don't know. But, well, we had that CG, though, where her mom hugged her, though. I don't know. But let's say Dad. Dad's fine. He's as chipper as ever, and he brushed his hair this morning, too. Good old Dad. No, I guess Mom? Mom's fine. Mom's always... Wait. Mom can't talk? Mom's mute. Oh yeah, well, I guess that explains why in the CG she didn't say anything. And she was hugging her daughter. I was thinking she would, normally you would say something, right? But actually, she didn't say anything. There's a reason for that. Mom's never been able to talk her whole life. I had to learn sign language as a kid to be able to communicate with her. She's never... Whose voice even was that? I was talking to me? My mom doesn't have a voice. What's going on? Mary, you okay, hon? You look like you've seen a ghost. I'm fine. Are you sure, dear? I could make you some tea to help you calm down if you're feeling anxious. No, I'm okay. I think I'm just gonna, go to the bathroom. I hopped out of my seat and rushed my way over to the ground floor bathroom. That wasn't my mom. Was that even my dad? I was hoping that once in the bathroom I could rinse my face off and make sense of things. But... Okay. Mom? She teleported, apparently. Mom, what are you doing here? Well, you see, my daughter, I learned instant transmission. And I can teleport anywhere I want, as long as I know where it is. Weren't you just outside? Mom? That's scary. I didn't know there was a jump scare in this game. I didn't. That guy got me a little bit there. I did not look. There was no horror tag on the store page. Okay, but you got me. What's the matter, Mary? I thought you liked ghosts. There's a funeral today. I'm happy. God, that guy. I did not. I didn't think this. I didn't. Again, I wasn't expecting a horror game, so just out of nowhere, kablam. Anyway. Is that bad? I've been planning for it. I overheard them talking about in the cemetery when planning a spot for her. Is that bad? I really enjoy funerals. I always have. Even when I like to see everyone gather around for their lost loved one. They're all so sad. They bring flowers and sometimes even little parting gifts. That's so nice, don't you think? If their spirits could talk, I bet they'd say they appreciate it. Would a ghost attend their own funeral? I would. Well, in any case, I'm excited for the one today, and I'm excited to see what they're like. Hopping off the bus? Hopping off the bus that morning, I was glad to see I wasn't too late. It's a good thing I always wear black. Yeah. No one even seemed to turn their head to me as I came near. It started to rain. They never said anything about rain today. It always rains in funerals, apparently. That's like a rule in any kind of story. And then the character looks up. Like, it's a bad day for rain. No, but I thought it might when I saw the clouds out this morning. So I came prepared and brought my umbrella. It was then that I noticed a little old lady with no umbrella. And no one was even bothering to help her keep dry. So I covered her with my umbrella. Oh, it's an umbrella. You scared me for a second. Not as much as that the other, not as much as the other jump scare, though. Thank you, dear. Of course. Pardon me if this sounds rude, but were you one of her friends? Well, we can be weird. We can tell the truth. Nah, I just like to visit funerals. You know? Or I could lie about it. Yeah, no. Let's just be weird. Who died? I don't know. Oh, well, it was my darling Minspella. She passed just last week. My condolences. Forgive me if this sounds rude, but what is your relationship to her? Me? Yes. I'm Spella's mom. I never met you before, have I? That's okay. Lots of people haven't. I'm very sorry for your loss. How are you feeling? Healing? It's impossible for me to feel anything but heartbroken. I truly don't believe I'll ever recover from this. Now, don't say that. She wouldn't want you to think like that, right? Yes, I suppose you're right. By the way, how did she die? I mean, it's probably the worst thing you could say. She was young, wasn't she? Oh, yes. Much too young for this. Right as things were going her way, she was going to get married in a few months. None of us thought her condition was this bad. It's been cancelled, of course, but at least she's wearing the dress now. Oh, that's dark. That's morbid. Wearing the wedding dress, I guess, as a corpse. I'm sure she looks beautiful. Oh, she was always so beautiful. My darling angel was always too beautiful. She never even got to. Oh, look at me. I'm gonna start crying all over again. I promised her I wouldn't. I'm sorry. Do you think she's scared? She's all alone now. Where is she going to go? And who will tell her how to get there? The way she is right now. Is she even happy? Even if she's not. She's not alone. How can you say she's alone when everyone here is beside her? I know she can't really say much about it, but I'm sure she's happy to have her friends and family by her side. All the people here. She met a lot of them, didn't she? That's why they're all here to keep her company. I know lots of people like to think you're alone when you die. When you die? No, when you die. When you are dying. No, when you die. But I think it's hard to consider all this being alone, you know. She's not alone when we're all here. Yes, I suppose that's true. We're all together here, aren't we? Then, I suppose I'm glad she isn't alone. Yes, me too. I'm sorry if I've upset you by talking about her so much, miss. It is a funeral after all. I should behave more respectfully. No, it's quite alright. Talking about it has actually helped a little bit. I feel a bit better hearing your thoughts. Is that so? I'm glad then. Yes, thank you. Why, I'm so sorry. I didn't even catch your name. It's alright. My name's Mary. Mary? Mary. Hold on a moment. Do you mean to say you're Cemetery Mary? Title drop. I see my reputation precedes me. Yes, that's me. I see. Thank you, Mary. If Bella was here, I'm sure she wanted to thank you too. She is here, but hearing it from you means enough already. Thank you as well. It was a lovely funeral. The coffin was lowered, and soon enough the rain stopped. I watched everyone say their goodbyes to her and to each other, and then steadily they left. Soon it was just me and the lady. I had felt bad if I overstayed my welcome. I didn't want to outlast her at her own daughter's funeral, so I quietly said my goodbyes and left. But to my surprise, someone was there waiting for me on the sidewalk. Twyla? What are you doing here? I saw you from behind the fence. You were at the funeral. Did another person die already? No. Well, yes, but not someone I know. Hmm. Okay then, you weirdo who just, just like, what do you call them? Crashes someone's funeral, I guess. But not really. I shouldn't crash it necessarily. She just invited herself. Anyways, I'm glad I ran into you here. I was actually thinking of calling you, but you're already here, so. Oh, why? Do you need something? Yeah, there is something I wanted to check out, but you might be able to help me with it. Oh, sure, I'll help. Is this about the butcher and stuff? Of course it is. What else would it be about? Ah, right. Sorry, that was silly of me to ask. I thought you started to have feelings for me or something, and we were gonna go down the Yuri route, but never mind. I'm not sure how much help I can be, but I'll try. It's fine. You don't need to do much. You just need to stand there and ask for something. That won't be a problem for you, will it? I don't see how it would be. It seems easy enough to me. So where are we going? Follow me. It's only a few blocks down from here. I followed Twilla down the sidewalk. We didn't really talk as we walked. Don't walk the walk, you gotta talk the talk, walk the walk. But I enjoyed her company nonetheless. The sky remained cloudy and the sidewalk was full of puddles we tried to avoid. Until eventually we'd ended up at where Twilla planned to be today. It was a bookstore. One I sometimes pass by, but never really bothered to look inside. It didn't seem as cozy or comforting as the library. The library. A bookstore? Twilla, if you needed books, why didn't we just go to the library? It's much bigger, and you wouldn't even have to pay. Hey, can you, shut up? I'm like, huh? What did I tell you earlier? Alright. You just need me to stand there and ask for something, right? That's it. Besides, we're not here for books. We're not? No. But you don't need to worry about why we're here. I just need you to do this for me. What are we doing again? Let's just say I'm not allowed in this bookstore anymore. I mean, I'm planning on fixing that problem eventually, but I need to do this now. That's where you come in. You're gonna go in there and talk to the man at the desk. I need you to get him to look at the back somehow. And once he does, signal back to me out here. I'll get what I need and then get out. Got it? You're gonna steal from them. Trilla, I don't know. I don't feel right about this. Mary, it's for the investigation. What's the little crime? Do you think I steal just for the fun of it? Or do you just want people to keep dying left and right? I mean, no, of course not. But, well, sometimes you'll have to do bad things to be the good guy. That's how you become an anti-hero. But we're talking about people's lives here. And sometimes, sometimes you become the villain, whenever you go down that route where you're like, oh, sometimes you have to do something for the greater good, even if it means murdering a bunch of people. It's like, oh, as it turns out, maybe you're the bad guy. Anyway, we're talking about people's lives here. Do you really want to risk someone's life because you didn't want to lie for a few minutes? Hmm. Would it really have that much of an impact? I mean, can I at least know what you're taking? I could just buy it, you know? Don't just stare at me. Okay, fine. I'll do it. There you go. I mean, we could just buy it. We could just buy it ourselves. Twyla doesn't need to steal it. We could just, get it ourselves. Now get in there and distract him. All right. I step into the store at Twila's command. I already felt guilty before it even happened. But if this was somehow helping someone, then it was worth doing, right? As I entered, I noticed the man behind the desk. Okay. Big beard and a hook. He was old and pretty scruffy. I was surprised he was even able to see out of all the hair that had covered his eyes. Oh no. He's like a harem protagonist. He seemed pretty big. And on top of it all, he had a hook for a hand. He certainly gave quite the first impression without even having said anything. Book him. He didn't turn to me when I entered. Could he even see me, actually? Is this who Twyla was worried about getting past? I stepped up to the counter. Um, uh, sir? What do you want? Um, how are you today, sir? Pardon me. How are you today? I'm fine. Is that all came to ask? I mean, no, but actually, kinda? I don't know. Are you having a good day today? I suppose. Oh, that's good then. Is there something I can help you with, ma'am? Oh, right. Uh, I just want to say hi. I'm looking for a book. That ain't too specific. Tuesday Adams? Oh, what do you mean Tuesday Adams? Is that like a joke or something? It's by an author named Horace. Horace? Horoscope. Can't say I heard of him. Horoscope? Horoscope? What's the book about? The Zodiac. It's about like zodiac signs and astrology and stuff. So a book about astrology and zodiac signs. Written by Mr. Horace Cope? Yes, that's right. I'll tell you what. I ain't ever heard of the guy, but I'll check in the back for you. Oh, well, thank you so much. After that exchange, the man went to check in the back for any books. I totally just stole that joke name from a popsicle stick, but he seemed to fall for it, so I guess whatever works. Without any context, it just seems like you're just pranking him. After he left into the back room, I signaled to Twyla that she could sneak in. Except Twyla didn't tell me what to signal with, so I kind of just flailed my arms and hands a bit until she noticed me. I felt really bad about it, going behind that man's back like that. But if doing this meant catching someone dangerous, then why can't we just pay for the just pay for the book? Twyla was in and out quicker than I expected, as if she knew exactly where she was looking. I would have followed her, but I was waiting for that man to come back. I wonder if she still needed me, or if she went on her way after leaving. Before I could think about it too much, he came back. He said I didn't have anything like that what I was looking for, but he did give me something. How to Talk to Ghosts. He said it looked like something I'd like. He even gave it to me free of charge. Oh, yes, free book. Was just taking up space, he said. Probably cost less than 30 cents to make, he said. I wished him a good day, and then I was on my way. We got a free book. It even got what we wanted. Amazing. To my surprise, Twyla was still waiting for me once I got out of the bookstore. Oh, Twyla, you're still here? Yeah, I'm still here. What fucking took you so long? Twyla's so rude. Oh, well, he gave me a book, and I... Hey, wait, can I ask you what you took from him now? Does it matter? I mean, well, kinda. It was really nice to me. And it's not as if you told me much about why we did it. Fair enough. Fine, I'll show you. But only if you get into my car with me. This is where she kidnaps us. And then kills us. As it turns out, Twyla was the killer all along. Huh? Well, since you're supposed to be helping me and all, I wanted to bring you to my house for an interrogation, if you will. Is that how you spell I don't think that's how you spell interrogation. I think it's an O. It's a typo there. Interrogation? 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 The main reason, or is that right? I don't know. I've never. I mean, is that the typo for interrogation, or is it another word for something else? Because I have no idea. Anyway, the main reason I asked you to help is because your family members were involved in the mysterious death. So I wanted to ask you some questions about them and take some notes. But not here. I don't even like talking about this out loud. So I'll call you up a car to come pick us up. You're fine coming with me, right? Oh, I mean, sure. I don't really have any other plans. Yeah, I figured. Otherwise, so rude. She's so, I don't know. Is she just tsundere? Twyla called up a car to come pick us up. Is this one of those taxi service things? An Uber? Hmm? No, I'm just really rich. What? She's rich? I didn't know that. Oh, alright. Sure. Surely enough, a car rolled by to come pick us up, I guess. The driver came out and held the door open for Twyla and I. I guess she's rich. I didn't know she was rich. She crawled into the back seat and I followed suit. But buckling into the car seat, I felt incredibly strange. Crovan's family always had a bit of money themselves, but never like this. Anyways, you want to see what I took, right? Yes, please. Twyla reached around and presented me with a wooden box. Oh, okay. So I thought she got a book, but actually got something else? It wasn't until she opened it that I felt alarmed. Hmm. It's a knife. Nani? A knife? You stole a knife from him? How did you even know he had this? That's not important, she said, closing the box and putting it back down. Is this connected to why he doesn't let you into his store anymore? No, but again, that's not important. Do you think he was using that to, Hmm? Well, I can't say for sure, but it's anyone's guess. Do you feel safer that he doesn't have it on him? I mean, does that imply the bookstore owner is the killer or something? I suppose. I mean, I guess. But listen, we did the right thing. Trust me. Ugh. I'll give it back to him after this is all through, and he's proven innocent, okay? What if he notices it's gone and thinks I took it? Well, then probably a good idea you don't go back there. We sat in silence the rest of the car ride. When I looked at Twyla, it was like she was staring off very intently on nothing at all. She looked like she was going over different ideas in her head, deep in thought. I didn't want to disrupt her process or anything. What makes me wonder, why is she so, focused on finding the killer? Did the killer, kill someone close to her or something? Is that why she's so intense, or I don't know. Twyla had just told me she was rich. So rich that she had a chauffeur to drive her wherever she needed to be. But despite that, I'd expect her to be this rich. We had to pass through a gate to even get in. She even had a fountain in the front. Oh my goodness, Twyla. You really live like this? Yeah. I told you I was rich, didn't I? We got out of the car together and the chauffeur drove off slowly. As soon as I exited, my nose was bombarded with the smell of freshly cut grass and fragrant flowers that adorned the front of the house. Even though it had been raining today, nothing smelled like the dampness of rain or even seemed overly affected by it. It felt like I had just stepped into an entirely new planet. You know what they say about the rich? You gotta... Anyway, by the way, I live with my uncle. I'm pretty sure he's home right now. You might have to say hi to him. Oh, that's fine. I'm just warning you because he can be kinda sleazy. What? Oh no. Oh? Hardly has a good attitude. Often flirts with girls he doesn't know. I see. But, yeah, but now that I think about it, it's usually only for pretty girls, so you should be fine. What? I see. We walked up to the tall staircase in front. Twyla unlocked the double doors. Okay, another uncle that has the similar hair. Well, it's similar to our uncle actually, except this one doesn't have an eye patch, I guess. As soon as we got inside, it appears as if her uncle was leaving. Twyla, home already? Yeah, I need to bring someone over for some business. I see. Well, I was just about to head out myself. That'd be rude of me not to introduce myself, of course. I'm Denzin. And what will your name be, little lady? Stay silent. Stare at him. No, Mary. My name's Mary. It's nice to meet you, sir. A pleasure to meet you as well. Anyways, I'll have to take my leave now. I'll be running late if I stay any longer. I'll leave you little ladies to your business, and perhaps I'll see you again soon. And after that, he was gone. Your uncle looks like a cartoon supervillain. I mean, you're all cartoons, actually. But anyway, yeah, I know. He looks idiotic. It's embarrassing being related to him. Well, I don't know if I go that far. Come on, I didn't bring you here to talk about my uncle. Let's go. Twyla led me through her house, which is actually probably a mansion. It was pretty big on the inside and was very nicely decorated. To think that she just lived here felt wild. I didn't get to have a too good of a look at her home though. Twyla led me to a room that looked like a den, almost, or maybe some kind of storage room. Compared to the rest of the house, it seemed a bit messy, as if the room itself belonged to a completely different house. There were instruments near the walls and small tables with playing cards sprawled across them. There were lots of cabinets and drawers, but I had no idea what they might be holding. It was strange, but somewhat cozy as well, like some sort of tucked away activity room. Twyla led me to one of the tables and told me to take a seat while she readied herself. I sat and waited for her to be ready as she pulled out a laptop as well as a notepad and some other things. She sat across from me and opened her laptop, but when she had everything prepared, she put on her 3D glasses. The entire aura of the room felt different. Also, she's doing the Gendo pose, from Evangelion. It felt compressed, full of pressure, like this really was some sort of interrogation. Well, there you go. They spelled interrogation. I don't know why the interrogation was spelled weird last time. Anyway, like I was somehow in trouble. I'm going to ask you a few questions, Mary. I want to know about your aunt and uncle that died. Be honest and tell me all the details. Okay? What should I do? I say I wanted to help Twyla, but do I really want to tell her the truth of everything that's happened? I know she's doing it for a good cause, but she's still a stranger to me. I hardly know anything about her. But if I lie, will she be able to tell? Would it ruin the investigation? If I lie about what really happened, am I offering the butcher another chance to get away? Would I share blame if someone dies because I didn't tell the truth? Now ask away, whenever you're ready. Alright then. To start, how old were your aunt and uncle? You choose to be honest or lie. I mean, no, just be honest, I guess. Well, I don't always remember their exact ages, but I don't think they were the same age. And it was kind of obvious too. My uncle was kind of old, and it was beginning to show on his face. But my aunt still looked pretty good for her age. Sometimes she even looked younger than my mom, if I'm honest. But don't tell my mom I said that, even though she's kidnapped right now. Right, next question, I guess? Right. So, were you ever given a reason to suspect they may be dying soon? Huh? How do you mean? Well, before they died, were you ever worried that they would die soon? No, I never would have thought that. They were both so healthy and full of life. They just, I don't know, felt like the kind of people I would know forever. I see. Of course. That brings me to ask, how did they die? I want to know too, as the player. They went out together one night. I don't know exactly where or why, but I just thought it was some sort of date night. They were supposed to meet up with a friend or two, but we got a call, and they were just gone. Gone? Well, like, dead, But how did they die? I don't know. I wasn't allowed to see them, and no one spoke much about it in front of me, so I don't know much of the details either. It wasn't in the news or anything big? I don't think so. I don't know. All I know was that my uncle had blood on his clothes, maybe some rips and tears? Until it's done, and no one is really sure how my aunt died. I don't think... I see. Well, I think that's all I need. She's so rich she even has a dartboard on her wall. Twyla typed up some final words before closing her laptop and getting up from her chair. That's it? We're done? Yes, that's all I need right now. Thank you for agreeing to come talk with me. I was a bit taken aback by how short it took. We traveled all the way to Twyla's house just to talk for a short while. She didn't even ask me for their names or anything. I don't even know what sort of information she really got out of it. I doubted I was being overly helpful. So what do we do now? Well, I'll be continuing my own research, but you can go home for now. Really? That's all you needed me for? Mm-hmm. It's not quite what I was expecting to hear, but it certainly helps me a lot. Really? Yes. It helps give me some insight on some things that have been happening lately. But that's all I need from you. Right now, at least. As I said, you can go home now. You sure? I mean, we came all this way, and I feel like I hardly did anything. You did more than enough, Mary. Please leave. I need to focus on the research I've been collecting, and the last thing I need is a headache. I understand. I'll text my driver to pick you up front. Give me your address so I can send it to him too. Oh, that won't be necessary. Hmm? You could just drop me off by the cemetery. I live in the cemetery. Why? Just 'cause. I just don't feel like going home right now. All right then. After saying goodbye, I went off from to the car that would drive me back to the cemetery. It was a bit of a quiet and awkward ride, but I arrived there safely, so I can't complain. It had gotten later than I thought, however. I didn't realize how fast the time flew by. There wasn't much else for me to do the day at this point. It wasn't long before I decided to just take the bus back home again. And nothing of note really happened after that, except, well, you know. You're here? Hello? Yes, I'm here. Is there a problem? You mean, other than the ones you've caused me? I apologize. You say that, but nothing's changed. I'm doing all I can to keep you happy. Have you? It seems like you haven't done anything. You've just, like, kidnapped your parents and just text her every night. That's it. You already know what will make me happy, though. And that is who you are. Mary, you know I can't answer that for you. I'm sorry, Mary, but you already know how I feel and what I'll share with you. I'm keeping up communication with you because it's what you wish. But I won't divulge any information about your parents or who I am. So please, if you must ask questions, no, I won't answer anything like this for you. You'll find out in time, so please be patient with me. Do you understand? I understand. Alright then. Things were quiet for a bit after that. I wondered if they were done texting me, but to my surprise, I got a text a few moments later. I expected it to be them, but instead it was Twyla. Hi, are you awake right now? Twyla? What could she want so late? Yes, I'm awake. Why do you ask? You don't have any plans tomorrow, do you? Other than standing around the cemetery all day? Well, when you put it like that. No, I'm not busy. Oh, good. Then we could do this sooner rather than later. I want you to head somewhere with me tomorrow. We're going to go on a date. Where? You'll find out when we get there. Can't I know? No. Why not? Because I don't want you refusing to come with. You think I've refused to help you? I don't know. You seem kinda sensitive, that's all. Trust me, it's not that bad. You don't even have to do a lot. Remember when you were a distraction for me earlier today? Yeah? Well, you're just gonna be doing that again, but someplace different. Oh. See? See what? You're already chickening out. I am not. So you help me then? In case you forgot, this is for the sake of capturing a murderer, you know? I didn't forget. I'll come with you, just as long as you don't steal anything this time. I shouldn't need to. At least not anything important. I'll see you tomorrow then. What's your address? I'll come pick you up. Oh well. I'll be at the cemetery by then, surely. Really? I'm planning to go on pretty early. Yes, I'll be there. I'm not really at home that often, so... Besides, it'll be easier for you to drive to, I'm sure. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Can you meet me by the cemetery at 7:30? Oh, that early? The early bird gets the worm, after all. That's not a problem for you, is it? Oh no, it's fine. I'll be there. Alright, good. I guess I better go to bed then. Twyla didn't respond after that message. Seeing how early I would have to get up the next day, I tucked myself into the covers and tried to rush myself to sleep. That never works, though. It wasn't easy, especially when I didn't know where Twyla would be taking me, but eventually I was able to fall asleep. It was still somewhat dark out when I woke up the next morning. I could hear Crovan snoring in his bed as I brushed my hair and get dressed for the day. Honestly, I wasn't even sure when the bus would be coming, as I never really took the bus that early before, but I caught one and was waiting for the cemetery gates when Twyla's car pulled up. Once again, she had a chauffeur taking us. I tried not to question it. After all, she's probably used to getting around like this. Once I was in the car with her and we were driving, I felt appropriate to ask her again where we were going. And she answered, "A retirement home? Yes. This is supposed to help us catch the butcher. That's what I'm hoping, anyways. If I may ask, why there?" Well, one reason a murderer is being suspected is because of the spike in deaths rate lately. I know there's rumors people have been spreading about them being violent, but after doing research on all the recent deaths we've had, I've noticed a majority of them were above 65 years old. People in that age group have been dying the most in this area. What? Well, I mean, isn't that a bit expected? For older, elderly people to be dying? Exactly. Huh? I don't think I catch your drift. Mary, if you were a serial killer who, to avoid the risk of getting caught, didn't want to be known at all, who would you kill? I mean, to be blunt, obviously you kill people who are the most vulnerable. Usually, in real life, and this is a bit morbid, but usually sex workers, you know? But anyway, I don't know. You kill someone who's already expected to die, of course. Now, I wonder if that's a thing in real life as well, though. Is there like a serial killer that kills old people? I wonder. I mean, when I think of when I think of that is actually, I mean, there's probably a few cases like this. Maybe there's like one infamous case. I don't really remember if there was a name attached to it, but you always hear about this person, like a serial killer who is like a nurse, who euthanizes people, right? Like without permission, obviously. I've heard of that. I don't know if that counts. Anyway, even if an autopsy proves otherwise, most people would still assume they died of old age, or a heart attack, or some sickness, or some other age related issue. Maybe a few people would be suspicious, and even spread rumors about you, but the majority would think there's nothing unusual in an old person dying. I never thought of it like that. So we're going there to look for more clues? Evidence? Something like that. How can you be so certain about this? What if we don't find anything, or what if we get in trouble? It'll be fine. It's not like this is the most high security place in the world. I'm sure all the nurses will be too worried about the geezers to pay attention to whatever we'll be doing anyways. Especially with you distracting them. Oh, right. I suppose I did say I would do that, didn't I? You did. So don't let me down, okay? I'll try not to. Okay, we're just playing the sidekick. We're just the Watson, to someone's Sherlock. I'm actually interested in Twyla's story. I want to play as Twyla. She seems to be the actual detective in like a mystery novel. Anyway, the sun seemed to illuminate the front of the building perfectly as we drove up. Super Side Retirement Home. I've heard of this place before. I've seen job ads for it. They were looking for nurses and other stuff. Twyla told the driver to return in about 2 hours or so before stepping out of the car. I followed her. The air seemed fresh and clean as we headed towards the welcoming front door. It must have been all the flowers planted outside. As we stepped through the entranceway, my senses were bombarded with an extremely sanitized smell. The lights felt bright, and I noticed that no windows had their curtains drawn. I felt extremely clean and open in here, and there was a faint sound of what I can only describe as old people music playing in the other room. I wonder what that means. Surprisingly, there was no one at the front counter. Twyla seemed to notice this as well. Oh good, no one to interrogate us about why we're here. This already became 10 times easier. In fact, this is a good place to start. How do you mean? What else would I mean, Mary? I'm gonna look through the computer. Oh, Twyla, please don't. Mary, please. Don't make a bigger deal of this than it is. This does so much crimes. This Twyla person. I'm not stealing anything, it's for the greater good, alright? Greater good. Stop making me go over this. Alright, but only because it's for the greater good. And that's just the number one excuse for everything. Good. Now, while I get started, go out there and distract them. But how? I don't know, it's your job. Ask nurse where things are, pretend you're entertainment. Even fake a medical emergency, I don't care. Just make sure no one comes over here. And if you spot anyone coming over here, stop them. Or alert me so I can get out. How should I alert you? I don't know, shout something like, "Look, a deer," and point at the nearest window. I'll know what it means when I hear it. Alright, I guess that makes sense. We're just being abused by Twyla. She's not a very good friend. In fact, I don't know if she is a friend. She's just using us. Good, now get on out there. We don't want to waste any time. Right. As instructed, I walked further into what appeared to be a common room. There were some elderly people there, as well as around 3 or 4 nurses to watch them. I collected a few odd glances as I entered, but it was important that I not look suspicious. Though when it comes to me, I just try to smile and look inviting. But being a distraction proved more difficult than I thought it would be. Okay. Socially awkward. Talking to people didn't seem like the right way to go about it. I don't even know what I would have said. I didn't want to say the wrong thing and come off as even more suspicious, though I'm sure I looked nervous enough as it is. I kept looking over at Twyla. She was always steady at work, it seemed. I wondered what she was even looking for. She clearly knew what she was doing, but maybe she thought I wouldn't understand it or something. Or maybe she was scared I wouldn't agree to doing this if I knew. While I tried to appear distracting and I kept a lookout, I also tried to look through some drawers and bookshelves when people's eyes weren't on me. It felt dirty and wrong, even if it was a common area. I just didn't like snooping and all. But it's not like it mattered, I guess, because I didn't find anything important. But at one point I noticed a nurse heading to the front desk. I was about to shout our whole deer plan, but it's a good thing I turned to check before I yelled, because when I looked back over there, Twyla was gone. Well, that's strange. Where'd she go? Did she just get up and head somewhere else without telling me? She wouldn't leave the building, right? Or did she already get caught because I wasn't checking enough? Well, either way, there was no use to me being in the common room anymore. I made my way out and went out to look for her. Of course, if she was snooping around, I shouldn't just out and call her name. So I tried to be quiet as I looked and made sure to keep a lookout for anything strange as I did. And I did actually happen across something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Well, there was a strange trail of something on the floor. I noticed it as I looked down. It looks like juice stains. You know, someone spilled the grape juice. No. It was like a stain spread across the floor. It wasn't red, so I don't think it was blood or anything. If I bent down really close, it even vaguely smelled of fruit, if that makes sense. Well, I mean, it's just juice. It's just juice. It was something familiar, and yet it seemed unfamiliar too. I couldn't exactly pin what it was. You know, it's just funny. We're just looking at juice stains on the floor. We're like, oh, what is this? What is this mysterious substance? Something about it just felt off. Like this isn't the type of stain you're supposed to find here. All I knew is that what it looked like and that it formed a trail. Naturally, I started to follow it. But I didn't get very far. "Excuse me, miss," before I heard a woman's voice speaking to me harshly. I looked up to see a nurse in front of me. She did not look happy. "Oh, hello there. What are you doing?" "Huh? What do you mean? Are you looking for something?" "Well, I'm not particularly. I mean, I noticed you in the common room earlier, and now you're looking around the halls. What is it you're here for? Because it doesn't seem like you came to visit someone." "Oh, no, I did. I was surprised they were in the common room, so I went to look for their room. But, I can't remember the number." "Really now? Who is it you came to visit then?" My grandpa. I'm here to visit my grandfather." "You can't mistake him. He looks a lot like me. We've both got red hair and, glasses. I mean, I don't have glasses, but he does. And, he's pretty old, and, what's his name?" "His name? Oh, shoot. Horace Coat." "Oh, shoot. What am I supposed to say? If I say the wrong thing, I'm doomed." I felt absolutely cornered now, but it was then that I noticed Twyla. She was all the way at the end of the hall, right past the nurse in front of me. She seemed to have spotted me as I was looking for her. It looked as if she was crossing into some other room, but I guess she noticed it looked like I was in trouble. Should I call her over? Maybe she can help me. She looked at the computer after all. She could give the nurse the name she's looking for, but What should I do? I mean, it would break. It would like. It would probably get Twyla in trouble. But if I don't do it without her, I don't see how we're gonna get out of this. So I'm gonna call her over. This is a bad idea. I called over Twyla to come help me. She appeared visibly annoyed and a bit startled that I called out to her, but she made her way over to me anyways. The stern look on her face made me start to regret calling her over. You two are together? Yes, we are. My apologies. I got separated from my cousin when she went out to get something from our car. Cousin? She texted me to come and find her because she got lost. Yes, thank you for explaining. I couldn't find the words to explain it properly to the nurse. I was able to get out, so we're here to visit our grandfather. What is your grandfather's name? Ed Raifwood. Red hair like my cousin? No, I understand. Sorry, I apologize if I came off as rude. Here, I'll take you two back to his room. Just take a careful note of his room number this time. Will do. The nurse escorted us to the stranger's room. Twyla was a lot better at lying than I was. I was glad she was able to defuse the situation, but she shot daggers at me the entire time we walked. Once we were in the room, the nurse left us, and it was just me, Twyla, and this old man. Well, only for a few moments. Mary, don't fucking do that next time. You're gonna land both of us in trouble. I'm really sorry, Twyla. Listen, just stay here, alright? It's better if you don't give them any more reason to be suspicious. I'll come get you when I'm done. But Twyla, I saw... She was already out the door before I could finish. I wasn't even able to tell her about the strange trail that I had seen. I wanted to go back out there and tell her, but when I opened the door again, she was nowhere in sight. I didn't want to try chasing after just in case I was caught again. So defeated, I made my way back over to where the old man had been silently sitting the entire time. I put up a stool and took a seat across from him. Hello, old man. Hello, sir. Hello, Mr. Ed? Who's there? Hello, Mr. Ed. It's very nice to meet you. I hope this isn't too awkward. Sorry, let me turn my hearing aid up. Blind as a bat and already losing my hearing too. Alright now, come again. Who is this? I ain't had a visitor in forever. I mean... I don't know if it I don't think we should... I don't think it matters to lie about this. We'll just say we don't know each other. No. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't really recognize you from anywhere. And I'm sure you don't recognize me. Unless you also like cemeteries? Can't say I do. With eyes like mine, I can't say I recognize anyone anymore. Oh. I'm Mary. I don't think you heard me say it earlier, but it's very nice to meet you. Ed, and a pleasure to meet you too. I'm sorry, I don't really know what to talk about. Well, for starters, why don't you tell me why you're here? Seems a little suspicious to get a sudden visitor I don't know. I don't know if I should. Why is that? You're not up to anything bad, are you? No, not at all. In fact, I'm here for a good reason. And with a friend, too. Well, she's not with me right now, but she was in here earlier, but I don't know if you saw her. I almost got her in trouble with the nurses, so she got mad at me. Huh. The nurses are a bunch of hard-asses. Oh my. What? It's true. Acting like they got a baby us all the time. Let me tell you, just cause I'm wearing diapers doesn't mean I'm a baby. Huh, I see. Are they really so annoying? Oh, do you know it? Don't get me wrong here, there's a few sweethearts, but wowee! Some of these folks need to take a... what's it called? A chill pill? Yeah, one of those. I'm sure they just want to make sure you're okay. Yeah, I get it. I'm sure it ain't any easy job. It's a bit hard to be around them acting so strictly all the time, even when you don't need them to be. How do you mean? Well, they ain't always the nicest company, that's all. Do you not enjoy their company? Well, it isn't awful, but I'd much rather hang around friends and family and the people of the like. Well, why can't you? Well, they're dead. Okay. No. I'm so sorry for your loss. Are you okay? It happens to all of us. None of my friends seem to have lasted as long as I did. And your family? Well, they ain't dead. Well, most of them ain't. But they might as well be. Why do you say that? Hell, they never come to visit me. Only showed up to visit my old home when my wife died. None of them wanted to take care of me, because who would, right? Stuck me here in the fastest chance they got. Sorry. That's a bit tad rude of me. I shouldn't be talking like that. Some of them actually called to say they visit soon. So, I'm sorry. That's really sad. Ah, phooey, don't you worry about that. I guess it's just expected when you're old. People see you less and less the older you get. I know this is sudden, but you mentioned your wife died. May I ask you some things? About your wife? If that's alright? Please? Sure. How did she die? Again. When did she die? When did she die? It was a while ago. Can't say I remember exactly when. Hard to keep track of time at all nowadays. Right. Well, did she pass peacefully at least? I'm sorry, was that too brash? I hope it was peaceful. She deserved only the best, the sweetheart she was. I hope. If they're not visiting me, they better be visiting her. Huh? Who? Your wife? Who else? Being in my state, I can't visit her. So those children of mine better be paying their respects. And giving her the company I can't. Actually, this may sound very strange, but I think I met her before. Well, I live very close to a cemetery, and, I like to make sure that every person has at least a flower. Your last name, it seems familiar to me. I think I've met her before, so I hope I can reassure you that she hasn't been forgotten. Oh, is that so? You really do that? For someone you don't even know? Well, yes. I believe that people always deserve respect, even after passing. And if you feel she's not getting enough, well, I'm more than happy when I'm able to provide. And I can visit you too. Like here. You said your family doesn't visit you enough, right? Well, I'm sure I can make time to visit you here. And maybe I'll be able to take you to visit your wives too. I'm sorry, I just got a bit weird there, didn't I? No, I like that. You would, really? I'm so glad then. Before I could say much else, a nurse popped in to check in on us. Yo-hoo! Hello! Okay. How's everything going on in here? Everyone doing okay? Oh, yes, thank you. Glad to hear it. Well, I've come to bring you your special lunch, Ed. Lunchtime already? I see, thank you. The nurse pulled out one of those small folding tables and placed down a tray of food for Ed. Ed sipped a spoonful of soup and coughed. I immediately began to worry that he was choking, but then... What? Oh no. What's happening? Ed? Oh dear, oh my. Don't worry, this will be fine. I'll need to call for some help, that's all. I can't believe he's dying. Right in front of me. I saw the nurse reach over and pull out what looked like a walkie-talkie. She scrambled to get it working and she voiced that there was an emergency. Before I knew it, nurses started to flood the room as I was pushed out by them. I tried to look over to see what was happening, but it was no use. There were too many of them, and I was also too short to see past. I felt a tight feeling in my throat as I nervously fiddled my hands together. Typo there. I don't know what happened. I guess he was poisoned. Poisoned soup. He was assassinated by the soup. I tried to listen in, but with all the nurses talking and panicking at once, it was hard. I think I heard something about an ambulance, but I couldn't be sure. I wasn't sure what to do next, but then... Twyla! There you are. Hey, what's going on in there? The man! The guy! Use your words, Mary. The guy in there. He started choking and now a bunch of nurses are in there trying to fix it. I think I heard one call for an ambulance. Really? Oh, that's a lucky break for us then. Huh? Well, if they're all in there, we can snoop even further without getting caught. Twyla, he's having an emergency. Yeah, and? What if it's the work of the butcher? Think about it. Maybe this is because the butcher really did decide to strike here today. Maybe they're still around. And maybe we can catch them and find something left behind. Twyla, please. Come on. Who knows how much time we have? You may let this opportunity go to waste, but I won't. If you're not going to look with me, then wait outside until I'm done. I'm looking whether you like it or not. Twyla, no. I had no choice, I had to follow Twyla. I didn't want her doing something even worse. Luckily, most of the doors she tried to get in were locked anyways, but then she tried getting into the kitchen. Before she could step inside, I reached out and tried to pull her back. She was insistent on getting in. Twyla, stop it! Let go, Mary, I need to look. I saw something in here earlier, but I couldn't get a close enough look until now. So get out before you really get on my nerves. You said you wouldn't be like this. Twyla, this is going way too far. It's not like we're real police or detectives or something. We're trespassers, Twyl. You don't know how long everyone will be gone for. If someone comes back and sees us in here, we can get in big trouble. Please! It's not worth it! You're right. Fine then. Let's go. I let go of Twyla and we started back down the hall. Though from the corner of my eye, I could swear I saw her rush in really quick. When I turned around, she was right behind me. Okay. So I want to believe she didn't do anything underhanded. Okay. Well, Twyla took out her phone to make sure her chauffeur was on his way. I didn't even realize it had gotten near the time we planned to leave. We stepped out of the building and into the soft sunshine. It felt so strange to have everything seemed so peaceful out here as compared to the chaos going on inside. Worry still swelled in my chest, but I assured myself they had everything under control as we sat on the curb and waited for a ride. We didn't say much. I was fine with that. Before I knew it, our ride showed up, and we crawled into the back seat. Was that the... Okay, at the beginning it sounded like laser guns. Now, as we drove off, I noticed the ambulance, sirens blaring, pull into the front of the home. My heart sank once again. During the ride, I looked over to Twyla. She seemed to be texting like crazy on her phone. She seemed frustrated. That was probably my fault, I figured, so I tried to make sure I was still on her good side. Twyla? Are you mad at me? I'm sorry, I don't think I'm as cut out for this as you'd like me to be. It's fine. I'm not upset. You're sure? Yes. I collected a lot of information from there. I'll have a lot to go over when I analyze my findings later. Oh, I'm glad, then. The rest of the ride was mostly quiet, until she asked where I wanted to be dropped off. As my go-to, I told her to let me off at the cemetery. She called me a weirdo, but dropped me off there anyways. The rest of my day was pretty uneventful after that, but I'm really, truly thankful for that. I don't know what I would have done had something else awful happened. I went home at my usual time and carried on as normal. Where were you today? You're not already here, are you? Why do you think that I am? Because something bad happened today. Oh, and what was that? I don't know if I should tell you. Then how would I know what you're talking about? Well, there was an emergency today. I went somewhere today. And while I was there, someone started having a medical emergency. They called an ambulance, and I was told I should leave. I see. I'm sorry you had to go through that. By any means, I hope you may feel better about what happened soon. Try not to think about it too much. And get a good night's sleep. I always try to. Good night, Mary. Alright. It had been a few days since I last talked to Twyla. Well, I mean, I had been talking to her, but she isn't the easiest to hold a conversation with. Unless she wants to talk about the butcher, there's really nothing we have to talk about. And things regarding have been pretty quiet lately. Or regarding it. Well, on my end at least. I don't know what Twyla's doing or if she's found anything. I feel like she doesn't really trust me. But well, that's fair. We don't really know each other too well. But maybe she'll start to trust me the more we work together. That's how friendship works, right? 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 Anyways, I'm spending today at home like I've been. Going out is nice, but I need a little break every once in a while too. Not Crovin though, apparently. He always leaves the house, even if it's not a nice day. He stays out all day too, so it can get pretty lonely when he's not around. But it's not so bad. I've been able to keep myself pretty entertained. Yeah. Just reading a book by the fireplace, I guess. How to spook? How to ghost, I guess. There you go.